Hey there YouTube, this is CFL Fanatic bringing you my predictions for Week 3 in the 2010 CFL season. The season is really shaping up to be really interesting, and this definitely has been the year of the returner. I think especially of Marcus Thigpen. 4 touchdowns in his first 2 games in the CFL. Yeah, that looks pretty good on a resume, I have to say. And Chad Owens for Toronto, my team, Toronto, doing helping the Argos out a little bit because they need it. I have to say the picks have been really, really difficult these past couple weeks. Obviously, last year I didn't do, the whole first 3 quarters of the season. I kind of came in late. Anyways, last week I was 2-2. Chris Schultz was 1-3. And that brings our totals respectively to 4-4 for me and 2-6 for Chris Schultz. Chris Schultz struggling a little bit. And, I'm honestly not too disappointed with the fact that I'm 4-4, a 500 record, considering, these picks have been so difficult. And, I think I'm doing not bad to keep up. Alright, so last week, as I usually do, I bet that the Argos would lose the game. And I went against Toronto. So, of course, naturally, that would be the week that they would decide that they were going to, play well, put up some points on the board, preferably more than 20 or so. And they kind of surprised me. Offense looked great. Cleo Lemon is really starting to shine now. I think he's getting a lot better, getting a lot more experience now. And he's starting to get a handle on things. Although the defense, could you tackle somebody, please? That cost them a lot of points against Winnipeg. All right, on to week 3. First up, Calgary and Toronto in the Argonauts' home opener. Now, I think it's important to remember when you're thinking about this game that Calgary is really not playing as well as they appear to be playing. Calgary is having struggles. They really did not look insanely strong against Toronto in their opener. They put up 30 points, but remember, 20 of those were off of Argo turnovers. So Toronto practically handed them a lot of their points. And in Hamilton, they played basically a quarter of football. They played the fourth quarter, and that's pretty much it. Hamilton mainly dominated that game against Calgary, and then it came down to the end, and Rob Maver got a 23-yard kick for the win. So this is definitely a game that the Argos can win, and I think it's an important one that they need to win. And I hope Jim Barker seems like he surprised me. I didn't think he had it in him in week 1, but he really turned things around, and I'm happy for him in week 2. So can the Argos win this? I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick Toronto to win the game. Am I insane? Yes. Alright, anyways. Winnipeg and Hamilton, a rematch from 2 weeks ago in the opening week. Winnipeg looked strong against Hamilton. They destroyed them in week 1. But in week 2 against Toronto, they really didn't look fantastic. They looked alright. They looked relatively solid, but you know what? Hamilton played 3 out of 4 quarters. They just fell apart near the end. You know what? I don't think Hamilton's going to let themselves start out 0-3. I'm going to go with Hamilton to win this game. All right, Montreal and BC. BC coming off of a huge loss at home to Saskatchewan. That was pretty ugly. I saw that game, and man, I think they need to make sure that Travis Lulay can actually play better, all things if he needs to step in for printers, because BC just is looking bad, and Montreal again, they're not looking that great either. They're really not, but I have to go with Montreal in this game to win again. All right, Edmonton and Saskatchewan. Edmonton is in the same boat as Hamilton. They played 3 quarters of football. For 3 quarters of the game, they dominated. And then, once again, in the fourth quarter, they just completely fell apart. I mean, they were up 23-11, and they gave up 22 unanswered points to Montreal. So I am definitely going to have to go with the Riders to keep on rolling here. All right, so those are my picks once again. Toronto over Calgary, Hamilton over Winnipeg, Montreal over BC, Saskatchewan over Edmonton. So that's about it. So yeah, should be a great week. I'll see you next week.